Hello, guys. Welcome to another live hosted by me, Mr. Philly. And, today we're chilling, hanging out. Come on in, hang out, chill with me. Chill, everybody. As you can see, I have a new look right now. And this is probably going to be the look that I have for a little while. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm kind of debating. It looks a little different than it used to. I think I used to look better. I think I just need to lose a little bit more weight, actually. I gained a little bit now, and then now I'm finally getting down to where I want to be. Actually, 175 to 180. So yeah, excuse me. So yeah, I think my facial structure doesn't always help, having a mustache. So yeah, but this is going to be my norm for a little while, just because of the fact that, like I've said, guys, they're really getting crazy about my job. Wearing hairnets and everything. So not to contaminate the product that we make, because I work at a factory, and so wearing hairnets and beard nets, no matter what size your beard is. I mean, for a while they were letting you go with you had a 3-inch beard or whatever, but yeah, now it's just at the point where everybody has to wear hairnets and beard nets. So yeah, and it's just so sweaty and hot. So yeah, it's a lot of penance, a lot of crosses to carry. So I'm just gonna keep this, and I think I can get away with that. So yeah, without wearing a beard net, but a hairnet, because a hairnet is bad enough. So yeah, I don't know. I used to like my look. I mean, for a while, I mean, I had a decent look when I had a mustache, but it was okay. I had the cop stash going on. But now it's just like I gained a little weight, so I think my face structure isn't as well with it as in perspective with it as I wanted to be, Just need to lose a couple more pounds, and then I think it'll look okay. So I don't know. How does everybody else think I look? I don't know. It's a little different, right? Yeah. So yeah, this might be my norm for a little bit, just to give you guys a new norm to what I look like. Hmm. Anyway, so yeah, it's one of those things. Samsung Mobile, how are you doing? How you doing? Nice to meet you. How's your night going? Hey, come on in, hang out, chat. We're just chilling, and I have a day off of work tomorrow, so I just thought I'd do a live with you guys and chill with you guys. So yeah, anybody want to share anything about their day or about their week? Anything fun going on? Love to hear about it. Anybody got any good conversation to talk about? Come on in, chit chat, hang out. And I have a day off of work tomorrow, so cheers, everybody. Mm, I'm drinking KC Dunkel beer. Yeah, there we go. So I did actually a tour, because I actually live fairly close to KC, 30 minutes away. And that was actually the only, and KC is one of those cities there. It really doesn't have that much. It's really spread out. I've done tour. I mean, I've toured it many, many times, and I've been there so many times. But like, the thing, if you ever find yourself passing through KC and you're gonna stick around, the only thing that I would say suggest actually stopping by and watching or going to see is the KC Dunkel Brewing Factory, because I mean, yeah, I mean, when I went there, I spent $10 and I got I got more than, I mean, it was supposed to be like 3 samples of beers, but I got like 4 or 5, 6 samples of beer. So yeah, you get a pretty good buzz after you go. Best $10 I ever spent, and then I got a free gift actually. So I think it was well worth $10. It might have gone up now, but yeah, I think it was actually worth it. So it was pretty cool. So I hope everybody else had a good week or is having a good week so far. Hey there, how you doing, Esther? I commented on your picture the other day. So yeah, how you doing? I'm glad to see you. I didn't know I'd see you tonight. I have a day off tomorrow and not working tomorrow, so I thought I'd hang out with you guys, my favorite people, my peeps, my YouTubers. So yeah, my YouTube followers, seeing how you guys are doing. I hope everybody's having a good week, and I hope you are too, especially Esther. You having a good week? I'm gonna have a good week. I'm gonna have a good day tomorrow for sure. Mm. Oh, you're fine. No, I was just no, that's all good. Yeah. Well, I hope you're having a good week. I'm glad to see you. How was your day? Did you have a good day today? What's new with you? Anything new? Nothing really new. I'm off tomorrow, and just took the opportunity to go live and hang out with you guys. So yeah, here I am, and as you can see, I have a new look, and this is probably the look I'm going to keep for a little while. So yeah, I just need to lose a couple pounds so it can get symmetrical with my face. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah. And as always, that's great. I'm glad to hear it. We're gonna have some great content coming up. I need to do another fishing live to a lake that I really want to go to. So I know for a fact I'm gonna make sure that I get to it this week. Last weekend, I did a little bit of mechanics and I learned some stuff. I mean, I wanted to record it so bad, but I was like, I don't know. I mean, having different content, is just so it's kind of up for grab a little bit. I replaced two doors on my car actually, so I'm in the process of restoring a 2000 Toyota Corolla, not Corolla, Camry, and I tell you that was the best $1,000 I ever spent. But I replaced two doors because my dad has a 2002 Camry, and he was gonna fix it up, but some things happened, so I'm just taking the parts off the car and putting it online, and it's working out really well. So yeah, that was what took my whole day up. Otherwise, I would have gone fishing with you guys, and I would have recorded it. I think it would have been good content. Doing some mechanic work, and I learned how to replace two doors on my car. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. And then what else? I replaced door handles and the bumper too. So yeah, I mean, I got a little bit more to replace because I have an extra spare car that is almost identical to mine. So yeah, but I've noticed it's really hit or miss. Now that I've introduced fishing content to my channel too, it's kind of hit or miss. Some of them do well, but some of them don't. But the ones that do work the best are the ones that get the most views, are the cooking channels, because that's what you do. I mean, you should stick to what you do, obviously, on YouTube, but like I've noticed, you can add some more things to, your channel if you have a variety channel, which is okay to do. And some people do that too, but you have to kind of slowly add to it. I feel like it's interesting though. Very interesting. But anyway, just, oh man, last Sunday was so busy, but yeah. So anyway, hello, Diana. Yeah, your name looks familiar. How you doing? So anyway, anyway. Oh boy. I'm old. I'm almost, let's see, July 29th is my birthday. I am 2 months away from being 37. I'm pushing 40, I'll tell you. And trust me, I feel it. So anyway, Harrison, how you doing? I have no idea what you just said, but anyway. So yeah. Hey, I'm getting old. I don't know. I mean, I always felt like I never took good pictures, honestly. I just have to tell, and there's psychology hacks to that or whatever, and there's ways to actually take good pictures. I have to lean my head to the right or to the left because, I feel like, I always have a round face actually. I always had a baby face and my face is always round. So, I have to tilt right or left to actually see a good angle of my face. I just don't feel like I take good pictures, honestly. So anyway, some pictures turn out okay, but yeah, I don't know. I like being on camera, but anyway, I'm getting old too. Well, thank you very much, Diana. I hope you enjoy my content. We got a lot of great content coming up too. So yeah, 32. I'm 37. I'm pushing 40. And I tell you, when I got my haircut, I was gonna shave all this off, but I just left the top actually on. And I just cut the sides, so I kind of have like a, what do you call it? Crap, what do you call it? I probably should, which is what I should have actually asked for originally, a faux hawk or whatever. I actually always thought they were cool haircuts, but yeah. Um, because this is the first time since I ever cut all my hair since last October, so I just left the top and cut the sides. Where was I going with this now? I forget. Anyway. So hey, everybody, stop in, have fun, hang out, chill, chit chat. Love to hear from you guys. I hope you guys are having a good week, having a good day, all that fun stuff. Yeah, anybody want to have anything fun to share or anything like that? Yeah, love to hear it. Worms. Speaking of worms, actually, I really need to buy a set of those actually for fishing this weekend. But I really hate storing them in my fridge because I just hate storing earthy things in my fridge or whatever. But One other YouTuber when I was on here when I did my first fishing live told me you can store it under a rock, but you make sure that you have under the sun because they actually melt or whatever. So yeah, and yeah, I feel like you really need to build a dome because that's probably something that I'm going to be doing more often. With a little bit of dirt around it. Moist dirt. Oh dear. What are you talking about? Earthworm Jim? I remember that show when I was a kid. Earthworm Jim. I forgot how that song went. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, interesting. That just reminds me of that when you said, but I don't know. Hello, Joshua Garcia. Nice to meet you. How you doing? How you doing? You having a good week? You having a good day? I'll be having a good day. You want to chit chat and chill. Good vibes. You come to the right place. So yeah. So Esther, you still there? Are you going by? Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. What do you do? Are you a YouTuber or you just watch stuff or what? Do you post anything? Oh, that's great. Yeah. No, what do you post? What do you do? For YouTube, I mean, how many subscribers you got? I have no idea what that means. But anyway, so yeah. Oh dear. Oh, there you are. Was 22. I wish I was 22 again. I'll tell you, I had so much more energy when I was 22. Oh man, I could survive on 3 hours of sleep. And although I will say, when I was 22, that was actually one of my partying days. 22, that was not a good time in my life. I did a lot of partying, though. I'll tell you. I used to go to the bars on weekends, puke in the toilet, and did it all over again the next weekend. Yeah, my 20s were party days, but I had the energy to do it. And what I remember though, I worked. I actually worked as a CNA, and I actually worked night shift at once, and I could survive on 3 hours of sleep. That was actually an interesting time in my life. The energy that I had, I just felt so healthy actually. Oh, and I felt tired at times, but I was just like the things that I did then, I know I couldn't do now. I just wish I had the energy that I did when I was 20, 22. Where's the fountain of youth? You know where it is? I don't know. Esther found it. Esther, you know where it is? I'm only 26. Well, I know you found the fountain of youth. You need to show me where it is because I need to drink some of that? Just for the energy, not for the looks, but I don't know. I'll tell you though, when I start shaving my sides though, if you look close, you can start seeing gray in here. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna start needing using just for men. So yeah. Well, I try. I'm not always nice, I'll tell you. No, no, I'm nice. Like well, people tell me that, and then sometimes when I go on dates with girls or whoever I'm going on a date with, I say, "No, you don't really want to live with me. I'm grouchy at night. I'm grouchy and during the day. I'm grouchy. I'm this. I'm that. I'm a human being. I make mistakes. I get annoyed. I'm miserable. You know what I mean? I'm a miserable person." I tell every person that I go on a date with that I start dating regularly, what I'm saying. But like, everybody has their bad days, even the people who are nice, they have bad days, they're gonna be grouchy, I get grouchy, I get ticked off about things, that happens, and there's days, when, I should have been nice and I'm not, we're all human, I mean, I'm nice, but, okay, hey, this is the best way I can answer that. I'm nice, but I'm human also. I have my Karen days. And, speaking of which, I had this conversation with somebody the other day, but give me a second, guys. I will be right with you. Oh, yeah, there you go. Well, I like your attitude. That's amazing. I hope you're happy with what you do. And, I hope you're happy sharing with what you do. And, I had that discussion with somebody else today, too. I tell everybody who wants to be a YouTuber, enjoy what you do. Actually, do something you enjoy, whether that's cooking, or even building sandcastles. If you're a master sandcastle builder, hey, share that talent with everybody else. I think YouTube is a great platform for doing that stuff. And that's what I think YouTube should be the good for to use, actually platform to share a great talent that you have with other people and to inspire others. I think that's what people should use YouTube for. I think not everybody does that. People just use it for clickbaits and views, you know what I mean? And just get famous for doing crazy stuff. I I don't ever want to be in that category. I mean, we all chase clout sometimes, just chase those watch time hours. That does happen. Interesting. Never heard that one before. Mm. Does it look creepy where I'm going? Sorry, I'm staying with my sister now and she's remodeling her house. So, yeah, don't mind the creepy atmosphere that I'm walking around. Whoop. Oh, Esther, you know me too well. I don't even have to paint you a blueprint. Well, I could have been going to the garbage or the bathroom too. But you guessed it right. Wow. I guess if I gave you a quiz on my life story, you would probably ace it. You know me too well. Cheers, everybody. Oh, crap. So anyway, no, so I was talking to, another YouTuber, that I was friends with actually, and we were talking about all these Karen videos because those are videos that go so viral and everything. People acting like little loony or a little unhinged. Cheers, of course, always cheers. I knew you would always cheers me, right, Esther? So, we were talking about, people who do Karen videos and everything. I understand it's really easy, to, pull out your phone and you're going to a restaurant or whatever, and somebody's really upset because they had the wrong order or they're just acting a little childish over some things. Okay, that does happen. I get that, but I mean, I really don't, support, I mean, it's funny to watch. I get it. People acting the way they do. I mean, to okay, but honestly, we shouldn't really judge. I don't really agree with all those people that make Karen videos or just record Karens unless they're threatening you or threatening your life. You want to do that for your safety. That makes sense. But I think there's a fine line, recording somebody who's acting like a Karen just because they're having a bad day. We don't know what they're going through. We don't know that. And I feel like the internet, especially YouTube, is one of those places. Yeah, it's so easy to ruin somebody's reputation for that, and so many people's reputations are ruined. Those people who act like Karens because they had the wrong order or this or that. I mean, like they might not be bad people. We don't know that. And I understand. You get upset when you see people just acting like that, and they're like, you could have acted differently about that. But at the same time, I just don't think it's right to actually pull out your camera and record somebody and ruin their reputation on the internet for that. Unless they're threatening you or threatening other people. Oh, nice to meet you, Joshua. Thank you so much. My mustache is fake? Does it look fake? Okay, well, I'm not gonna deny that. I mean, I look like somebody that shouldn't have a mustache, probably. I will be honest with you. I'm not gonna deny that. Huh. But I guess there's a fine line. I don't think we should just profit on somebody having a bad day and acting like a Karen because I have Karen moments too. I get upset when I have a bad day. I don't. I've gone through some tough stuff in my life. My sister almost passed away a couple last year, and I went through a lot, and I've gone through some tough times in my life. So we shouldn't always judge somebody we see in public acting really unhinged. They're having a Karen moment, and just put that on the internet and ruin their reputation because we don't know what they're going through. So I just don't agree with that. And because I deal with Karens all the time, and it's really tempting to pull out your phone and record them, just to make the insult them. But we shouldn't do that for clickbait, and we shouldn't do that for views. I just don't agree with doing that. I mean, not unless they're threatening my safety or, threatening to hurt somebody, then yeah, you have to. I mean, I think that's okay for your safety. But, other than that, if they want to have their Karen moment, that's the cross. I think the best thing to do, as a Christian from one Christian to and maybe another Christian too. I love you too, Esther. Thank you for stopping by. I always love seeing you. Hope you see that comment though. You looked amazing in it. You take great pictures. Bye. Anyway, so I mean, like, that's just the cross that we just got to carry. I feel like, sometimes, I feel like, if you come across a Karen, no matter what the situation is, if they're not threatening or hurting anybody, they're just having a meltdown because they're having a bad day or over something stupid. Maybe we should just, ask ourselves, she shouldn't be, this person shouldn't be acting this way. But at the same time, you know what? I don't know what they're going through. They might be going through a lot. I mean, I'm not going to pull my phone. I'm not going to ruin their reputation. They might not be bad people, actually. They might just be going through a lot. So, you know what? Tell them, try to offer your help. They don't want their help. Just say, God bless. Have a good day. That's it. You know what I mean? To say, ma'am, you shouldn't, this miss or sir, you shouldn't be acting this way. There's a nicer way to act, but if you're going to continuously act this way, I'll walk away. That's it. You know what? Say your piece, try to offer your condolences, and then walk away. That's it. That's the way I feel like the best is. I feel like, for some people who are just having Karen moments, that's a better way to handle them other than, trying to ruin their reputation and putting them on the spot and shoving a camera in their face sometimes. Unless they're threatening or threatening violence. That's a different story. But yeah, other than that, if they're not threatening violence, if they're not a violent threat, if they're just having a Karen moment, offer your condolences, offer your help. If they don't want it, say your piece, move on. There you go, and then just give it to God. They might be acting like really jerky and say nasty things to you, but that's the cross we all have to carry every day. People have cut in front of lines from me. People have driven by me and splashed mud on me on a rainy day. It's tough. It's a tough day. It's a tough world we live in, and it's easy to get unhinged. Just part of life that we got to deal with. That's why we give it to God as a Christian. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as it says in my bio. So yeah. Joshua, you're back though. I didn't see you. Sorry about that. You're back. Nice to see you again. I hope you like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. So yeah. Mm. Sorry about that though. Well, nice to meet you though. Well, I appreciate you sticking up for me, Josh, but it's not relevant whether I answer what sexuality I have or not. It's really nobody's business, honestly, what it is or not. But yeah. But I mean, I will say, yes, correct. I mean, there's certain questions that I don't ask on here, and there are people that I've actually met on here, and that have asked me questions like that, and well, not like that. I'm sorry, but more questions about deeper about my personal life, what I do, my likes, my subscribes, if I was married, or what I do for work, or things like that, more deeper. And I tell them, I have an email address for that. I'd love to. And there are a couple people that I've actually met, and they're really nice, actually, and they've actually talked to me on my email, and I've gotten really personable with them. It was really nice. I've had a really nice experience with some YouTubers, that I've actually, wanted to get to know more about me, what I do for fun and everything. So yeah. Oh, you have a good night too, Joshua. Nice to see you. I'm glad you stuck around. You don't. Nice to see you. Thank you for the good vibes. Hello, Jack. How are you? Nice to meet you. So anyway. Oh, honestly, that's a good question. I'm not really sure, actually. I'm not monetized yet. Actually, there are people that have sent me money, but and there are people that have tried to send me money and told me to turn my super chats on, but I don't have that power. But like, I actually did get something from YouTube because I have gifts myself that I can send to other people, but I don't know how to. I'm not exactly sure how to use it, so I have to actually look at that email. If I looked at the email, I could actually give you a better answer. So I don't know. That's a good question though, but thank you. But thank you very much if you were gonna send me anything. I appreciate it. Um, why would you say that? Might go to hell. Why would you say that? That's not a nice thing to say. I hope you go to heaven. I want you to go to heaven. I hope everybody goes to heaven. Everybody that I know goes to heaven. I pray for everybody every night. I pray for my YouTubers also, that you all go to heaven someday. Oh, don't say that. I don't wish hell upon any. That's a different topic in itself for anybody who believes in heaven or hell or anything. But like I mean, if hell is real in a Christian, as a Christian that I am, I hope nobody does. I don't know what that means though. Live streams and different kind. I don't know what that means. I don't know how that's relevant to what you're saying about hell though. I don't know what you mean at all. Honestly, I'm really not following. I'm really confused, honestly, at this point. So yeah, that's all good. You're going over my head, honestly. I don't know what you're talking about. You're going way over my head. If you're trying to get political or religious, I don't really do that. I mean, religion, I don't really mind. I've had pretty interesting discussions with people about religion because, I'm Catholic and I don't mind defending my faith or sharing my faith with people, but, I don't normally talk about it regularly unless we're on that topic. But, politics, I stay away from politics to the best of my ability just because, politics really rage bait people, and I've gotten rage baited before. I have before, but at the same time, I just try to stay away from it. You know, just because I don't do politics. I cook food. So yeah. Are you fine? You didn't do nothing. Oh, I know. You're preaching to the choir. I got 800 followers. So I understand. I've seen quite a bit. I mean, wait till I get to 10,000 or 5,000 subscribers. I probably haven't seen it all. You always feel like you've seen it all. You've seen quite a bit, but yeah, I've seen a little bit. And I have other people who are YouTubers that know all the ins and outs of being a YouTuber and all the trolls and all this and all that. So I'm still learning. So I'm really good that I have people that I'm really well acquainted with that tell me about what to do and what not to do in situations with trolls and how to deal with this and how to deal with that and this things that happen on YouTube. But anyway. Oh, that's great. Oh, Catholic or Christian? You're well, if you're a Catholic, then you're a Christian, actually. Well, I mean, statistically speaking, mathematically, statistically speaking, if you worship Jesus Christ and you believe the Bible is the word of God, then you are a Christian, and Catholics do believe that, and then Protestants believe that too. So yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, you were a Christian. Oh, you think yeah, well, and yeah, I mean, that's a form of Christianity. Baptist, Methodist, Lutheran, Catholic, yeah, they're all a form of Christianity. No, they're all Christian, yeah. They're a form of Christianity because they worship Jesus Christ and they believe in the Bible, yeah, to a good extent. Now, I will say Mormons, I don't think they're considered a Christian religion because they don't actually worship Jesus Christ actually, and Jehovah Witnesses, I don't think they do either actually. I think they're more of a form of Judaism actually, because I think they think Jesus Christ is a prophet. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, so yeah, I don't mind talking religion. You know, I've had some pretty interesting discussions with religion. Well, you have a good night, Jack. Nice to meet you, though. Thank you for the interesting highlights and discussion. You know, I appreciate it. You know, you're welcome anytime. Good vibes, good conversation, you know. So thank you for coming around. I appreciate it. Seem like a good person. Thank you. Just be all I'd ask is you please be respectful and polite. That's it. For anybody. Oh wow. I got an interesting crowd tonight. I really like it. I like your cries' crowd tonight actually. So yeah. Interesting. I like it. You know, it's interesting when you actually start posting regularly and what you do, you know, maybe boring, you know, because trolls aren't committed, you know. I mean, they come on, you know, of course, you're gonna have them, you know. I mean, you do something regularly or you do something that's more consistent, you know, they don't always come on because they just want to annoy people, you know. If you do something, you know, that's kind of boring, you know, like to them, you know, they're not gonna come on that much, you know what I mean? So yeah, you have consistency, you know, you're gonna have your algorithm higher and you're gonna be showing it to people who actually enjoy that type of content that you post basically. So yeah, it's nice, you know. I mean, but you're still gonna see trolls, you know. I mean, it's gonna happen, you know. So anyway, all right. Well, I guess now we're at zero. Everybody's gone. Oh dear, I suck. Anyway. Oh, you very well can, you know. I mean, like, I don't really do politics. I cook food, you know, politics. Oh, I mean, you talking about political religion discussions? Well, it really depends. Well, I mean, you can ask your questions and then I'll see if, you know, I'll fit to answer them or not. But yeah, I mean, if I feel like, you know, they're not something that I care to answer, I'll tell you. But yeah, I mean, like, but no, hey, shoot away. You know, I don't mind talking about religion because, you know, I'm Catholic and, you know, the Apostle St. Paul said, you know, don't keep the faith, spread it. And I don't mind, you know, sharing my faith with others, you know. So yeah, you ask away. Thank you. I mean, as long as it's intellectual, and as long as you're not being, as long as you're being respectful, and you know, not being a troll or anything like that. But yeah, I don't mind at all. Well, unless you meant like religious politics, yeah, that's understandable. But yeah, I mean, no, I don't mind answering questions about my religion at all. So anyway, we can ask away whenever you're ready. Well, well, interesting. Well, I really well, I don't know. There's a little politics in that. I don't know if I should answer. Um, no, well, okay, you know, well, I'm Catholic, so I mean, if you have any familiarity with the Catholic faith, then you should know how that, I mean, our morality and how that would work, you know, with when I do vote or whatever, you know, Jesus loves you too, you know, we are talking about God. So yeah, we're talking about religion, so yeah. I guess you're just in time anyway. um so I mean, is there anything that well, interesting, that is pretty interesting. Oh, I have to think about that. But yeah, I mean, like, no, I mean, like, no, I am Catholic, so I believe marriage is between a man and a woman, obviously. I mean, like, and no, I'm pro-life, and yeah, those are the things that actually do influence my vote for sure. Actually, if I vote, so I'm not gonna say, you know, who I vote or I don't vote for. You know, I could vote for a party for all everybody knows, but you know, and That's all I can say about that. And but the other part of it, that actually there's rules that I use that don't help with the religious morals. Well, it's interesting. I mean, like, well, I don't know. I'd love to answer that question actually, but I mean, like, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to figure out how I could word that actually. But yeah. So I hope that answers your question for what I'm telling you. So yeah. Oh, you're back, Esther. I'm so glad you're back. Oh. I didn't think you were gonna come back. So I'm so glad you did. You make my day so much better. You make my life so much better because of your such great feedback. Honestly, you're amazing. So anyway, I'm great, Droskilla. How you doing? Hello, Galaxy. How you doing? Oh, you're very welcome. So yeah, you know, um. I mean, there are things in my life, that and from answering your question, email, is that there are things in my life that aren't specifically religiously based, but I mean, as a Christian, as a Catholic that I am, and everything in your life you can give to God. So Catholic can, everything that you do in your life, even as a Protestant or a Catholic or a Christian, you can actually give everything that you do to God. When I say prayers every day, I say, I give my, I offer, I was like, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, I give you my, um, all my prayer, all my loves, works, joys, and sufferings of this day in union with the Holy Mass and offered throughout the world. So you can give everything that you want to give to God. I mean, even the things that you love or the things that don't apply to religion. So yeah, you can apply, your faith to everything actually. So yeah, my faith can apply to everything that I do in some way or sense, even though if it's irrelevant, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? So yeah. So I'm interested. It's very intriguing that you answered that question. Yeah, but yeah. So I hope you get the gist of what I was saying. I mean, it was a little political, but that makes sense why you asked that question. So yeah. You can very do you and God loves that too actually. And if you read the Bible, God loves that too actually. So I applaud you for that. And I do that. I haven't done that in a while, but I really need to do that. And God wants you to talk to him like he's in the same room with you actually. So yeah, and the Bible tells us that. So yeah. So that's what I really, and that's the great thing about faith in God, So yeah. You should, talk about your problems, talk about your day with God every day. I mean, if you can every day. So yeah. That's amazing. Galaxy, how are you? Oh yeah. Wow, that's interesting. So, Galaxy, I take it you're a Christian then? That's great. Are you Catholic or Baptist or Lutheran or Protestant or anything or what? Are you non-denominational Christian? It's interesting to hear. I don't do politics. I do religion, which I mean, well, I should, but I shouldn't. I mean, I'm Christian, so the disciple Paul said, don't keep the faith, spread it. So, I mean, like if somebody wants to ask me about my faith, I'll talk about it. And if somebody wants to challenge me, I'm going to defend it. But politics, I try to stay away from. But Esther seen me do politics because I get rage baited sometimes. You don't know which one you are? Or would you? What you're Christian though, obviously, right? Just Christian. Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, just Christian. Oh, that's good. Well, you know what? Jesus loves you and forgives us our sins, and brings us to a life everlasting. Because God treats us, somebody asked me my favorite Bible verse, and this is one of them actually. Because God treats us better, and it's in Romans. I wish I knew what chapter it was. God treats us better than we deserve. He forgives us our sins and brings us to a life everlasting. Amen. That's what I love. So yeah. Mateo, how you doing? How you doing? Move to the left. What's on the left? There you go. So there you go. So yeah. Well, I got some good people on here. Not as many trolls as I thought I would actually have. So yeah. Well, pretty kitty, I'm not gonna lie. You probably, well, I'm not gonna lie. I have a baby face, and mustaches don't look good on a baby face. I have a round face, so I'm not denying that actually. So yeah. Sorry, what are you sorry about? Well, I've had a good live with you guys so far. This is pretty interesting. I love it. Albino Shavon, how are you? Guys have some weird names, man. I'm gonna get some weird, weird names. You like my mustache? Really? Wow. Well, I appreciate it. Well, like I said, the only reason why I have this mustache is because my work is getting really, hard about, wearing beard nets and hair nets. So yeah, you can get away with having a mustache actually. This is probably going to be my norm for a little while. Facial hair is getting into the product that we make. So yeah, I mean, and it's penance and it's across the carry because it's sweatshop where I work. And having to wear a beard net and a hair net is make you sweat more. But anyway, cross you got to carry every day. Give it to God. Hello, Albin. All these weird names, I'll tell you. Oh, yeah, oh, so that is actually possible. I mean, bots, I guess. I don't know. I was asking somebody that the other day. Can you just have bots on YouTube? Actually, I mean, people commenting and all that. I don't know, or people using bots to say what they want. I don't know. You can do so much on YouTube. Hello, Joel. How you doing? Yo, Joel. How you doing? How you doing? I like my mustache. Say mustache. Makes me think of a song from another from Seth Rogen, no, Seth MacFarlane movie. What's that movie called? Million Ways to Die in the West. Actually, Esther. Life is better when you have a mustache. Oh, you need to watch it. It's pretty funny, actually. It's just like watching Family Guy, but yeah, it's pretty funny. Same mustache, same mustache. Oh, it's so funny. Oh dear. No, I think my mustache would be better, honestly, if it was trimmed correctly. You know what I mean? So yeah, yeah. Well, amen to that, Galaxy. You know what? You're that's amazing. Actually, there you go. I agree 100%. And me too. Actually, we're all one mistake away from going to hell. We're all one mistake away from going to jail. We're all one mistake away from being homeless. We're all humans with flaws. We have errors, and we all make mistakes. That's why God made us. He wants us to use our free will to love Him and follow His example. He- Beautifully said, though, Galaxy. I appreciate it. 1,000 people, like 10 people. Oh, wow. And you see that actually a lot, KD Cudmap, how you doing? Sorry, I didn't answer you yet, but I see that a lot, and that's one of the things, subscribers don't necessarily matter, but they do, but they don't, I mean, it's good to have that on your algorithm, but I mean, like I've seen people with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, Um, um, so but you only see several people on, honestly. But yeah, I mean, like, not everybody's always gonna be on, but I mean, like, but you're still gonna have higher watch time, all those people that are 20,000 subscribers, they can still see it basically, you know what I mean? So yeah. But anyway, Jesus is the goat. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but Christ is king, that's for sure. Jesus is king. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. That's it. Christ has died, Christ is risen, Christ will come again. No, I do not have a wife. I almost got married a few years ago. It just didn't work out, actually. So yeah. And he absolutely is. Yes. That's my favorite Bible verse. Oh, I'm sorry. So that was greatest of all time. Oh yeah, there you go. I'm sorry. I thought you said he was a goat. I was like, what does that mean? But anyway. You're fine. I'm sorry about that. I cook food. That's what I do. And I fish and I do traveling content and everything in between, but cooking and, food critique is my thing. My nationality, I think over 50% Irish and then 30, no, 20% Italian and then 20% German. Yes. I mean, yeah, I think my parents did a genealogy test. They were a little bit higher than that. But yeah, that was their main things. And a little bit of everything else. But those are my three main components of my nationality. So yeah, I'm an Irishman. That's why I drink. Are you fine? Galaxy, nice to meet you. I hope you liked and subscribe or give my channel a look. I really appreciate it. I'd love to see your channel. I'd love to give your channel a like and subscribe if you have anything going on there. Ooh, tell what? No, I do not watch anime. We all cook food. Yeah, well. Chainmail, what interesting. Cotton socks. I ain't got no cotton socks. Mhm. I gotta wear socks to bed, even in the summer, though. If I don't wear socks to bed, I get cold, honestly. I get cold feet. I'm weird like that, honestly, though, I'll tell you. Hello, the Amazing Studios. How you doing? Tales of the Night. I don't know about that. I watched Tales from the Crypt though, from the Crypt Keeper. Hello, boils and ghouls. That's pretty funny. That's a pretty cool show, actually. Pretty great nostalgic show. I just started watching that. I'm on the third season, actually. Hello, boils and ghouls. The Crypt Keeper here. How's everybody doing? Yeah, that's how we laughed. That was a good one. No, I don't have a pet. I really want a pet, actually. Honestly, I always love dogs. I grew up with cats and dogs, but now I'm allergic to cats. But I do love dogs, but I want a dog so bad. But everybody tells me if you have a dog, you might as well have a pet. And I like to travel, so it's not practical for me to have one of those. So I want to get a goldfish. Goldfish very easy to take care of. You know what I mean? Irish accent? Oh no, I can do a Philly accent. I mean, like Irish. Yes, I'm Irish. Well over 50%, I think. Who you talking, Hester? Who you talking to? I didn't even see. Wow, you're talking to somebody I didn't even notice. Honestly, Grimm's. What was that? I'm an Irishman. Why are you sad? All right, guys. Oh, who you talking, Esther? Are you talking to me, Esther? What did I do? Ireland forever. Are you from Ireland too? Interesting. I probably have cousins from Ireland that I never met. Who are you talking about, Esther? Crap. Does somebody need to put in a timeout there, Esther, or what? Oh dear. Nationality. All right, guys. Well, I'm about to venture outside my room to a place to go grab another beer, though. You guys want to come with me? You're very welcome to. I'm gonna have to put you guys on a black screen here for a second, though. I'm gonna venture into the darkness. Oh, that one. Oh, I did. Oh, okay. Never mind. I think he only messaged once, though, Esther. So yeah, I'm sorry. Shadow the Hedgehog. Wow, that's so cool. I want a piranha fish, honestly. I think that'd be cool to have. Shadow the Hedgehog, so cool. Oh, you betcha I'm here. Hey, Esther, somebody tells me that the cartel. I'm gonna tell him I'm Tony Soprano, and I'm gonna tell you that Christopher Moltisanti wants me on tape. I'll tell you that. Give me a second, guys. I'm just taking a little trip to my car, taking a little stroll in the park here. Well, the parked out in the parking lot. Oh dear. Oh dear. Wrong keys. There we go. Vigilant in the dark. Oh, there we go. Oh, why is that happening? There we go. American accent? Why do you say American? Are you not from America? Where are you from there, Galaxy? Oh, I have a Philly accent. I'm about to take a trip to Philadelphia with you guys here soon, actually, in July. I'm gonna go to Wawa and I'm gonna get some seltzer water and I'm gonna get some hoagies and cheesesteaks. And I hope all you guys are there. you know? And we're gonna drink water out of the spigot. I'm gonna get some good chocolate from Reading Terminal City Market too. There's my Philly accent. And so am I. Oh, I'm so excited too, honestly. I really can't wait for you guys to be there, honestly. And this is one of those things actually, I mean, like YouTubers actually. And I've noticed, sometimes YouTubers go viral or get lots of views and they just start hitting it off when they post really great videos. So I'd be really foolish not to, create some great content with you guys. And I'd really love to share my origin story and my origin hometown with you guys actually. So I'm really excited about that. And especially with you, Esther. You're gonna love it. The food, the artifacts that I'm gonna see in Philly. I cannot wait to share that with you guys. It's gonna be great. Oh boy, I just can taste the cheesesteaks, and I can taste. I just cannot wait till I'm actually at Pasangino's tasting the original Philadelphia cheesesteak with you guys. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be amazing. All my old stomping grounds. Oh, you're gonna see all that and more. I promise you. I'm gonna show you guys where I vacation all the time. Actually, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be beautiful. You know what? We're coming back, and we're coming back strong. All right. I guess you from Australia then. You call me mate, huh? All right, mate. So, Galaxy, I do have one question for you though. I remember those old commercials from because I'm a 90s kid, I mean, like, they always say, like, Foster's is Australian for beer, you know? Is that true? Because I drink Foster's. Nate, that's a good question, honestly. You start your channel, if that's an honest, legit question, I will say this right now, I mean, like, do something that you love. If you want to start a YouTube channel, do what you love. Do you okay with being in front of a camera? Do you love sharing the talent that you have with other people? Are you okay with being in front of a camera? I'm not always good being in front of a camera, that's what beer does. It helps you, you know what I mean? But I love sharing my talent. I love sharing my passion and love for food with other people, with great people like you. So yeah, do something that you love. That's all I can say. If you do something that you love and share with other people. So yeah. Like Corky. Aussies love their beer. Oh, here you go, Galaxy. Wow. It's really nice meeting you, Galaxy. You remember those commercials? Foster's is Australian for beer. No, I don't. I've never heard of that. Is that a word in Australia? I'd love to. I mean, I would love to travel the world someday. Honestly, hopefully that'd be something that I would actually get to do. As a content creator. But yeah, because I do like to travel when I get the chance. But like Australia, man, there's a lot of crazy stuff there. There's a lot of scary animals there, a lot of dangerous animals like spiders and scorpions. But I would love to see the kangaroos there. But kangaroos are really nasty. I heard they're really mean creatures. Actually, they're mean animals, from my understanding. But they're really cool to look at. I've never seen one in person. I've seen a lot of things at the zoo, but I've never seen a real. I might have heard it. Well, I heard they're really nasty. Actually, they're mean. They're mean creatures. Actually. So they actually do have kangaroo crossings, but they're cool. No, they're a cool animal though. I mean, like, but like they're really muscular, and I don't know if you saw that video, one trying to drown a dog. Actually, they try to drown you and choke you out. They're really mean. They box your ears off, apparently. Galaxy. Now you're reminding me of that movie Wolf Creek, actually, which was based in Australia about that guy who was based off that hitchhiker killer, actually. And pretty dark movie, but pretty interesting character. They're actually making a third one, but yeah, I forget what it's called. Wolf Creek. Yeah, watch that one. The second one was better, but yeah, Wolf Creek. That Australian hitchhiker dude picked up hitchhikers and unalived them. Yeah, but pretty interesting acting though with the movie. But yeah, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Really? That's all. Yeah, I think I would enjoy it too. Sydney would be a cool place to see. Yeah. If you like horror movies, good acting, it's a little dark, but second one's better. Second one's better, I think. But yeah, Sydney is loud. Okay, interesting. And you guys have your own currency there, which is interesting. So is a dollar worth the same there in Australia? Or is it worth the same here in America? Or is it worth less? If I bring an American dollar to Australia, is it worth the same or what? It's dirty, really? Oh wow. Oh, so it's like America. It's got dirty slums like every place, like a lot of cities in America. Philadelphia, I will say, a lot of great food, a lot of great places, but it's a dirty city. Kensington, and I'm going to show you guys that too. If I get the time, I'll show you a lot of drugs and a lot of, a lot of big homeless culture. Like in every major city, but yeah, and they ruined it. Oh, well, I would hope so. Yeah, that's good, good, good. Yeah. I mean, there's slums everywhere you go. They say, but you get homeless people, you get a lot of drug addicts and all, and those types of people, druggies and all that. So yeah, Kensington is one of the places in Philadelphia that's like, you walk down the street, you see needles, you see people on drugs, and they're high off fentanyl, and they just look like they're tweaking, and it's sad actually. You know what I mean? So yeah, hey, and if you want, or hey, look at it. Look at my hometown. Look at Kensington Avenue. You'll see it actually. So you'll see. But apparently it cleaned up. Apparently, but I don't know. But yeah, you see a lot of slums like that in America. It's drugs. You know what I mean? Oh really? Oh wow, interesting. Hide and seek. Oh wow, interesting. Oh, so you guys can get so bad here that I might move to Australia then, you know what I mean? I mean, like, it's interesting. You look at, currency in other countries, changing a little bit because inflation's hitting anybody. Because thanks to the UN, somebody told me who actually took social studies and studied that the UN, five countries that are in part of, America, if other countries make that decision that are part of the UN, every country's, infected by it. You know what I mean? But currency is worth a little bit more in other countries, a lot of other countries. So I mean, I've considered this too, moving to another country where the currency of American dollar is worth more in another country just because inflation is getting so bad here, honestly. And I don't think housing or gas is ever going to be affordable again. I hate to say it, but so I'll keep Australia in mind though. Oh yeah. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. Hello, Stitch. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? It's rubbish. Oh, the cost of Australia is really is it's bad too. Wow, housing is really bad. Gas prices are bad too. It's getting really bad here, honestly. But yeah, really, seriously, come on, $1 million for a house over in Wow, I know you're probably right. It probably is uneven, but yeah, I'll fix it later. But anything, thank you though. Esther, are you still there or what? Wow, $1 million Australian or $1 million American dollars? Oh, there you are. Are you just listening or what? Why like oh, you're in the background just listening. I hope you're enjoying the conversation that we're having. I just feel bad. I hope you're not don't feel left out of the conversation. You can feel free to jump in anytime, Esther. KD Mup, how you doing? How you doing? Million AUD. Okay, interesting. That's still a lot. So if I have $1 million US, then I go to Australia, it's worth 2 million. That's still a lot. So it's 2 million in America, but 1 million in Australia. That's $1 million average cost for a house in Australia. I don't know if I believe that, but I'll have to look that up. I don't know if you're pulling my leg or not. You might be telling the truth, but I'm gonna look that up. Now I'm gonna look up Australia. It's very interesting. We stopped making the penny. We don't make the penny anymore. Thank you, Donald Trump. Which actually I do support actually because I just got political there because apparently it takes 2 cents to make the penny. It costs actually more to make it than to spend it, honestly. So I can understand that. We should have gotten rid of the penny a while back. Honestly, I agree with that. I agree with that. So I mean, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I mean, if it costs more to make it, then why make it? Than to spend it. A penny saved is a penny earned, but I don't know. Right, right. Yeah, understandable. Yeah. No. Always a massive meme here too. I promise you. There's people that love them. There's people that hate them. Oh dear. Have you messaged you? I don't. Oh, I love that, all the weirdos are blotted out. Man, this is really good that I actually have blotted out messages, because you guys are all the trolls are really blotted out. But yeah. Hello, Chris. How you doing? How you doing? Right, right, yeah. Well, I want to answer that question, but I don't know if I should, but I don't know. Well, I have a really good crowd, actually. I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like you guys wouldn't judge if I actually told you if I who I voted for, but I don't know. I don't know. Can I? Hello, Paxton. How you doing? How you doing? Well, I enjoyed the crowd tonight. You guys are pretty interesting. Ocean. You afraid of the ocean? I'm afraid of being stuck in the ocean. Actually, that is one of my biggest fears. Actually, I feel like this is probably a lot of people's fears, but I mean, I watch a lot of survival shows. People surviving in the ocean. With little to no life support or anything. That would be kind of afraid. Um, Afraid. What am I afraid of now? Actually, I'm afraid of heights for sure. I don't like heights, honestly. It took me years to actually finally go on the Ferris wheel to a place where I used to vacation many years, but yeah. And I still am, but yeah, I don't like heights at all. I hate heights. I mean, I'm afraid of the ocean being stuck in the ocean after I'm being shipwrecked or something. Yeah, I would be afraid of that. But I guess I'm not really typically afraid of the ocean, but You scared of the ocean? Oh, really, Esther? Why is that? I mean, like, you just scared of it, So if you were on a cruise and you looked at the ocean, you would be terrified or something like that? Oh, so I mean, I imagine, I would imagine that's a lot of people's fear, being stuck in the ocean if you're shipwrecked or something, and have no life support whatsoever. And I watch so many survival shows about people surviving, being in the ocean for days actually, and having nothing but their shorts on. You know what I mean? So yeah, that makes sense. No, I think that's a lot of people's fear. Actually, the ocean is a merciless place to be. Especially when you're stranded. I can imagine. You can deep sea fish. Oh yeah, okay, there you go. No, I think no, and that's a lot of people's fears. I watch so many shows about that. And survival shows. That'd be pretty scary actually. All I would do is pray and cry and pray and hope. Honestly, every day if I was stuck in the ocean, you know what I mean. And people do survive it. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. It is a scary place to be if you're shipwrecked or something. It's a merciless place, honestly. And I watched, one episode of I Survived the other day about some guy who was stuck in the ocean. Yeah, you did. I know you did tell me that, right? Wow. Oh, and I love octopus. I actually think I've had octopus before. It's actually no, I've had squid. I'm sorry. But I think octopus would taste good actually, but yeah. I want to try octopus. Octopus. I mean, like, this guy, he jumped out of a plane that was crashing and he had nothing but his shorts on and he got stung by jellyfish and he was in there for a whole night. And he probably would have drowned if this didn't happen, but a log floated. He thought it was an alligator, but yeah, a log floated to him. And that was a sigh of relief. That log didn't float to him, it didn't work out. And finally, he had to let go of the log and swim to shore, but he was almost died trying to swim to shore, but he did. It was just so exhausting. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. Very interesting story of survival. And he got stung by jellyfish the whole night, actually. It was crazy. It was basically he got lucky though. I mean, like, he wouldn't have survived that long. I mean, if he didn't that log didn't float to him, he would have drowned, honestly. But yeah, I mean, great story of survival. Hold on to life and hold on to God. You know what I mean? And he held on. I like seeing the ocean. I don't want to be out in the ocean. I mean, I like seeing the ocean. I mean, like, I don't know. I guess I'm in between. I mean, like, I get scared when I go in the ocean. I mean, sometimes, but I don't know. Interesting. What did you say? Well, I got a lot of subscribers. I can't keep up with everybody followers' names anymore or comments. You know, it's getting to that point in my life. In my YouTube career, it's getting to that point. Wait till I have thousands and thousands of subscribers. You know, I'm not gonna be able to answer everybody. And I feel like every YouTuber just answers the questions that I feel like that are more relevant or people that they know, you know? So yeah. I guess it's getting to that point in my life actually, or my YouTube career, you know? Weird. Well, you enjoy that brownie and pour some chocolate sauce on it and some sprinkles, you know, or jimmies or whatever you call them, you know? I'm good. How are you? Well, I like the vibe we've gotten tonight. We got some good vibes from good people, actually. So yeah, very interesting. I like it. I like it a lot. Ice cream. There you go. That's a good one too. Good one. Never had Vegemite, honestly. Though I heard good things about it. Though I don't know. Well, thank you. I appreciate you subscribing. Well, it's been really great bonding with you guys. Actually, nice to actually meet all you new people. Actually, all the newcomers, all the people that came here for some good chat and everything. You know, I really appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot, honestly. Good people tonight. Good crowd tonight. I like it. I like it a lot. That's a good crowd tonight. You know, it's young. Oh wow, I've heard good things about it, but I don't know. Hmm? I don't know what that means, but anyway, I love God. God is the reason why I'm alive. All right, you're gonna get timed out there, partner. We're not gonna do this. Oh, you give me watch time, but I appreciate it. But anyway. Mm. So that's actually one of the common things that I've actually heard. You know, I mean, like Vegemite on toast. Actually, yeah, interesting. Fairy bread. Never heard of that terminology, but yeah, interesting. Wallachy. Never heard of that. Honestly, never heard of that either. Honestly, not good, huh? Um. Mm, interesting. No. I'll have to look that up actually. Somebody told me about that, but I have to look it up. Oh, thank you, Hanshay. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much, actually. No. Oh, wow. Oh, you're back. How was your brownie? Did you do anything with it? You put some jimmies or sprinkles on it? Put some icy cream with it? Oh, it was a little one. Oh, okay. Oh, dear. You betcha. Oh, where did everybody go? Oh, it said 0 and now it says 7. Oh, okay, never mind. That was weird. Sorry, I had to get rid of a little bit of trolls there, actually, being weird, honestly, but yeah. Bangers and mash for dinner. I'm not exactly sure bangers. I don't know what you would call that. I know, is that an Australian term for a certain thing or what? I know you're still there. You're always there, Esther. You're always there. You're there every time I need you there. You're always there. That's why I love you. Hello, Ash. How you doing, Ash? Ash. Galaxy. There you go. Sausages. Oh, I really want to make what do you call it? Full English someday. I think that's actually I think that's amazing. Actually, beans for breakfast. That's tasty. I love beans. Honestly, I love baked beans. I think they're amazing. Honestly, baked beans, cherry tomato, tomatoes, tomato. Blah blah blah. And, but it's hard to find blood sausage. I don't even know if I could find it here actually, but I really want to find blood sausage, you know? So yeah. Hello. Oh, Lord. Yeah, large sausage. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, dear. Because I like it. I like UK food, actually. You guys do get something right. I'm not going to lie. I love lamb with mint sauce. Mint sauce. Oh, my gosh. I made that before. And that's all right. I think you've seen it before. A lamb with mint sauce. I don't really like, the one food that the British came out with was the what do you call it? What do you call it? Oh dear, beef Wellington. I don't like beef Wellington. I think it's actually known for its pretty Esquire. It looks pretty and everything, and all the work that's involved to it. I don't think it really tastes that good. I think it's actually kind of bland. But I do love lamb with mint sauce. And I like full English. I don't know the breakfast. It's just got everything in it. That's why I like it. UK food. You know what I mean? No, I have not. Haggis from Scotland. Oh wow, that sounds interesting though. I'm probably gonna have to try it if you tell me about it though. You know what I mean? Yeah, some of them. Yes, exactly. You guys came out with some great stuff. And I think the full English is amazing, actually. Even it's just food that you can come by pretty easily. But blood sauce is just something that's hard to come by, honestly. From where I am. The Brits stole it. Sausage, I love sausage too. I love food in general. I love food. I have food in my blood. I cook food. India, you from India? Oh, I love Indian food. I'm not gonna lie. That's my second favorite cuisine. Italian food is the top, but the second is Indian cuisine. I love butter chicken. I love you guys' soups. They have pretty interesting names for you soups, but I love them. They're so good. So, so good. Black pudding. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. You don't really like, oh, wow. I have not tried, black pudding or blood pudding or anything like that, but, I really want to try it though. You betcha. There you go. Oh well, that's where we are a great team. And I hope everybody does actually, and I hope everybody is inspired actually. I know you knew here. Oh wow, nice to meet you though. Simran, nice to meet you though. Oh, name some Indian dishes, because I really want to try them sometime. I mean, like, there's some soup that they have that it looks absolutely phenomenal that I really want to try to make, but it's hard to come by the spices that you guys have. And I've always said, I love international food because they have spice. They spice their foods so much better, actually. But yeah, so interesting. And they season their food so well too. Like butter chicken. I'm trying to think of what else that they have. There's something else that they have that they made, but yeah. Mm, butter chicken is amazing. Oh, you guys see my you got to watch my live on my butter chicken. It was amazing. I make a mean butter chicken, dude. I promise you. Chicken soup for the soul. I make a chicken soup for the soul. That's what I do. Oh, curry. Oh yeah. Oh, and I made shrimp curry before too. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, there's a video on that too, actually. So yeah. Hello, Max. How are you? Well, one of these days, I hope to God that you try it, honestly, Esther. But yeah. Hello. So anyway, still open mic, come in, hang out, chill, good vibes, good conversation. Anybody want to have that, feel free to join. That's what we do here. We only have good vibes, good conversation, and we cook food and we talk about delicious food. That's what we do here. No, for sure, absolutely, yeah. Well, show me the money and give me $1,000,000, then I'll do whatever you want. If you give me $1,000,000, I'll do whatever you want me to do. Yeah, hello. How are you? Don't we all? That's great. What's new? How you doing? You having a good day? You having a good week? Any fun plans for the weekend or anything like that? You want to add any good conversation or any good thoughts for this live? I'd really appreciate that. We're looking for good thoughts, good conversation, and welcoming in, enjoying all that fun stuff. My ma is sleeping in the other room. Okay, partner, you can play your game all you want. Give me $1,000,000, I will show you my socks. Well, thank you. I'm definitely going to look that up then. We'll see what that's about. Bye. Hmm. Well, it was really great to meet you guys. Actually, but I'm probably gonna have to end the live. Actually, it's getting really late. So, it was really nice meeting all you guys. Thank you all for the likes and subscribes. I really appreciate it. And thanks for all the great conversation. You guys are awesome. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, happy cooking, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.